Typically, capacitors with higher capacitance value are less wasteful and take up a lot of space. Therefore, dielectric materials are used to solve this problem. To look at the best dielectric materials, the dielectric constants must be taken into account. The dielectric constants value affect the electric field strength in parallel space capacitor. The greater the dielectric constants value, the greater the electric field strength. And to make it easier to understand this principle, an experiment was invented. In this regard, development research has been carried out to determine the dielectric constants. Using the principle of parallel plate capacitor, dielectric constants, and capacitance to find answers and design experiments that are convenient and easy to understand. Capacitor. A capacitor is a device used in a variety of electric circuits. The capacitance C of a capacitor is defined as the ratio of the magnitude of the charge on either connector plate to the magnitude of the potential difference between the conductor plate. There is a formula for finding value as shown in the slide. Parallel plate capacitor. The capacitance of a device depends on the geometric arrangement of the conductor. For a parallel plate capacitor, whose plates are separated by A, there is a formula for finding value as shown in the slide. Dielectric. Dielectric are non-conductive materials such as rubber, glass, or paper. When inserting a dielectric, the charge remains the same, but the potential difference decreases. The electric capacity increases from C to Kc. And this is the formula from the dielectric constants. The capacity increased by number of times the value of K. K equals dielectric constants. The K value depends on the type of materials. Experiments on the dielectric constants of a substance. Several steps are performed until the dielectric constants for the test materials is obtained. There are 4 episodes in total. Part 1. Measure capacitor capacitance. And this is the experiments procedures of Part 1. Part 2. Determine the dielectric value of the air and test whether the distance affects the dielectric constants or not. And this is the experiments procedure of Part 2. Part 3. Determine the dielectric value of the bakelite plate and compare whether the number of sheets affect the dielectric constants or not. And this is the experiments procedure of Part 3. Part 4. Determinations of the dielectric value of materials. In this case, paper and clear plastic sheets were used in the experiment. Use the data obtained to find the dielectric constants of the paper. And this is the experiment procedures of Part 4. Conclusion. The dielectric constants value affect the electric field strength in parallel plate capacitor. The greater the dielectric constants value, the greater the electric field strength. Feedback. This experiment is a simple and economical device that is suitable for use in teaching and learning in the school. The type of dielectric materials can be changed in order to determine the dielectric constants according to the application requirement. The dielectric value depends on the suitability of the work you will be doing.